What is going on? We just touched down in Costa del Derry. I look extremely dark, especially compared to the white wall, but it's now just going on 5:20. We left the house at 1. We only made one stop as well, which I'm really, really proud of because I was downing the water. Whenever I travel, I just find if I don't drink enough water, like I get such a bad migraine. So I was on it with the water. I also drove as well, which was really nice because normally when we drive anywhere like long, it's normally Rob that drives, and we brought my car, so that was even nicer. But right now what I'm doing is I just need to clear my WhatsApp, I need to clear my Instagram, clear my emails. That's the first thing I'm going to do, make sure everyone is good, and then I'll actually get time to sit down and relax. But it's very funny, I'm just looking at the laptop now, it's coming up that there's an unknown sign in from the United Kingdom. I'm literally up the road. Like, I just think I still can't wrap my head around that like the north is different even though we're still in Ireland. I just think that's so weird. Like, even when you're driving up on the way in a car and it changes to miles per hour, like a big thing comes up on the screen of the car and it's telling you everything is miles per hour. I just think it's weird. I just think it's odd. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but let me know if anyone else is like that. Also, what I need to do shortly is I need to lay out all of my makeup, lay out all of my outfits, because I'm a bit traumatized. We went to Amateur Olympia Alicante, and the day before, everyone was like, right now I can just chill, like my tan is booked in, like I'm registered, everything like that. And then I was laying out my makeup and I forgot all of my makeup, so I had to run around Alicante when I was supposed to be staying off my feet and find makeup. So I hope that I've brought everything with me. Fingers crossed I have, because I don't know where it's going to be open to get makeup if I don't have any makeup, and I sure as hell I'm not doing a photo shoot without any makeup on. So yeah, that is the plan. I'll give you a little like house tour. We've stayed here before and I'm going to stay here again for Rob's shoot in November. It's just a really nice place. It's literally 5 minutes away as well from Stephen's studio, so very handy. Welcome to our humble abode. Mia is also here. I say you probably can't even see me. This hallway is quite dark and I'm quite dark at the moment as well, so you can probably just see my teeth and my eyeballs. So in here we have this sitting room. I'm obsessed with this little fireplace. I think it's absolutely adorable. It'd be great if it would light, but get down. Mia thinks that this is a playground, so she's jumping on everything. She thinks like she is the shit right now, because at home we have upstairs and downstairs separated like with a stairgate. So she thinks she's great legging it around the house. Yeah, she thinks she's the shit.
Well, yeah, show us the way.
So next then we have my little workstation. Also, this is the home place. This is the hometown of Seamus Heaney. If anyone did their Leaving Cert in 2012, you will share your hatred that the hatred that I have for poor Seamus Heaney. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, right, there'll be like a certain amount of poets on the curriculum, and it's impossible to learn every single thing about every single poet. So I didn't pick Seamus Heaney, and I'll never forget when I opened the Leaving Cert paper and I seen that Seamus Heaney was on it, because he was the only one that I actually didn't study that thoroughly. So every time I look over his poems, genuinely I have a bit of PTSD. Mia is doing absolute madness there on that chair, but I also just wanted to take you through how I packed my food for travelling. So, what? So basically what I've done is, so I've already had 3 meals. I had 2 meals before I left, and then what I did was, then I have all of my berries in here, a meal in here, meal in here. I literally just cooked everything up, and then what I did was then I brought some extra chicken in case I needed it. Then in terms of like dry ingredients, so I'm going to be eating this. This is 58% animal ingredients, which is lovely. That's exactly what we want. And this is what I aim to look like. This is my desired physique. But you guys already know. You thought I was messing when I said this is my favourite supplement. This is my favourite supplement. It is so good for your digestion. It's so good for hydration as well. This is what I have first thing in the morning, every single morning before I go and I have a coffee. Then we have some caramel rice cakes. So I'm having chicken and caramel rice cakes in the morning. So I brought these. I've also got my whey with me, obviously from 10X. I've also put my salt in here. So what, I didn't actually weigh this out. I meant to weigh it out. But what I'll just do is then I'll just take a pinch, put it over my meals as opposed to taking like the big salt grinder with me. But as well, my mom probably would have killed me because she wants to use a salt grinder, I'm sure. We've rice cakes, peanut butter. I did bring coffee because I wasn't sure if there was going to be coffee or not. And then some dark chocolate, sweetener, and the weighing scales. Very, very important. So it's actually very, like, it's easy to travel and to stay on track once you're organised and prepared. So what I do is, the few days like leading into when I'm actually going to be traveling, what I'll do is I just set out a little bag like this one, and then whatever I use I put into the bag, so that way then I know, okay, right, like the weighing scale's in there, and I just keep putting it back, so I essentially just live out of like the little bag. And I do that as well just for general packing, not just for food, and I find that just makes everything a lot easier. I got this bag off of Amazon, so it's a fully like insulated bag. There's a lot of space in this as well. So what I did was last night I popped this into the fridge, and then obviously when my meals were ready and they were cooled down, I put them into there. Then I've also got a collapsible Tupperware. Yeah, it's Tupperware. These are really handy for traveling because obviously they collapse. So yeah, I'm gonna pop my post-shoot meal is gonna go into here. But yeah, loads of little pockets in here, which is really handy. To be honest, you could use this as just like fashion. But yeah, oh, also, obviously we had to bring my favorite food in the world, cream of rice. We are on the cookies and cream hype at the moment. This and the white chocolate hazelnut, that's my favorite flavor at the moment. All of my supplements then are done out in here. This would have been done for the week anyway. So as you can see, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday are gone. And then we have these ones. So I'll take those first thing in the morning with my first meal. Let's go upstairs. I feel like I'm on MTV Cribs, except like not as fancy. So up the stairs, I told you Mia thinks she's great. And because it's carpet as well, she thinks she's like the speediest thing ever. So we have the bathroom, shower, a bath. I will not be getting into the bath, but I will be having a shower, a nice electric shower as well. Very handy. Yeah, that's a shower. Then there's a little sea, and I love this, like the little free little library. I think that's adorable. If anyone knows me, you know I love books. Then we have the bedroom that me and Rob are more than likely going to be staying in. This one here, like it's small but it's grand. We will be taking the sheets off this because I don't want to stain anything with my tan. Rob's looking at me because he knows that means that he's going to be doing that. But yeah, I just don't want the tan to stain their sheets.
Didn't want to stay in this room?
Well, Mia originally picked this room out for me and her, and then you were going to sleep in the other room.
It sounds like it's great.
I honestly think that that's a much better idea. Like, we could look out the window, we could tell each other ghost stories. So, yeah, and there's also, like, there's a cot, so Rob could also stay there potentially. Extra sheets, things like that. But yeah, like the place is grand. Like there's more than enough space for the three of us. Do you know, the last time we were here, actually Keane stayed with us because we were here for Rob's photo shoot. And Keane actually had this huge space to himself. Lucky bastard. So yeah, so I just said I would show you guys how I have, well, it's not really laid out, but it's kind of laid out. So I actually got these lashes off Shein, but I don't think I'm going to use them. I don't know if you can see properly. They're like, supposed to be like mink kind of lashes, like, you know, like the ones that you'd get done, except they're in clusters, but like they look lovely, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to apply them individually and make them actually look decent. And then I got a pack of these lashes. I don't know if you can see, like they're super wispy, like really kind of fluffy, which I like. I have a few different options for lashes though, but I think like these are like €2 or something each, so grand, like they'll get used, you know. And then of course I have my MAC palettes, as you can see, very well loved. And then I have, these are blushes, but I actually use them as eyeshadows, especially this. I can remember the name of this one. It's called Raisin. I don't even know if they do this colour anymore in MAC, but I love that colour. I don't know now if I'll use that tomorrow, but we'll see. That used to be my go-to colour, was Raisin all over the lid. I actually don't think that's actually Raisin, but anyway. Then we have the makeup in all its glory. So the foundation I'm actually going to use tomorrow is the NARS foundation. What colour did I get this in? I have it in Tahoe, if you can see that there, hang on. Yeah, Tahoe. It's very, very dark. I use this as well as my stage foundation. So yeah, that's the kind of colour that we are right now. Oh yeah, and then lashes. I'm not sure where I got these ones. But again, you can kind of see like they're wispy. What I might do is I might do a strip lash, and then maybe like in the corner add some of these guys. So we'll see. I also have, hang on, I'm trying to do this one hand. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see. Basically, I use the outside of these to pop the glue down. But again, like a nice wispy lash. So I have loads of lash options. And then bronzer. This is actually from Penny's. It's really nice. I'm going to be recording, but my plan is to record me doing my makeup tomorrow. So let's hope that it all goes well. Also, guys, right? See these Kiko lip glosses? The best fucking lip glosses you will ever buy in your life. They're not super sticky, but like the gloss on them is just fab. And then what I do is I put my makeup brushes then into like glasses, like a makeup brush holder. So I've got like 4 of like the same brush almost. It's from when I used to work in MAC. I'd have like my own brushes, and then I'd have then ones for my kit, and then ones that I'd use for work as well. So I've a lot of really good brushes. But I also got this little guy on Shein. He was $1.50, so I'm thinking that might be good for concealer. But yeah, and then I'll show you really quick how I have my clothes laid out. So very handy that we have the spare room, because I have upended the place. So these are extras that I don't think I'm going to use. So I have one of my Pose and heels. I brought the Goddess Olympian ones there, the ones that I brought with me. Obviously, we had to bring the Louis. I also have pink sunglasses. I have outfits in here. I have outfits in here. Outfits in here. Outfits in here. That's obviously to go with this. Wings. Boots. Yeah, so guys, I actually think I managed to pack everything, which is a massive, massive plus. But yeah, so now everything is basically laid out. All I have to do now is just put my feet up, eat the food, and then get ready for, I keep calling to say show day. I don't know, I think it's because I'm wearing the clothes that I would normally wear when I go tanning for shows. So I normally wear the Two Bros hoodie, some kind of black bottoms, the slides, I like even down to the t-shirt. I wear just a black It t-shirt, like the clown. Yeah, so I think that's why I keep going to say show day. And as well, all of my friends are in prep. So yeah, and then I was like, oh yeah, and then like after this, like after the shoot or whatever, you know, I'll be back to routine. But then literally like 10 days after the shoot, I'm down in Limerick for muscle contest, which is really exciting. It's also exciting as well because like when I'm sitting there, I think it's going to hit me like, fuck, I'm doing this show now next year. I've done muscle contest before when it was in Limerick as well. But yeah, it's going to be really nice to see all my friends compete. I know so many people that are competing. Also, one of my posing clients is going to be competing in figure. So like how could I miss muscle contest? But I also think it's really important, like if you are someone that is looking to compete, I do think it is important to actually go to a show to see these people in person, because the way people look online versus how they actually look can sometimes be very, very different. So for example, like you might think like, oh, bikini competitors, they're like muscular or they're not muscular or whatever. And then when you see them in person, you get a completely different idea. The exact same for fit model. I was very much, and I have no problem saying this, I was under the impression that fit model competitors weren't going to have that much muscle. And then when I seen them in person then at muscle contest and I seen what they were awarding, I was like, this is like mini bikini. This is what bikini was maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. So it's fun to see the sport evolve. But yeah, definitely see bodybuilding shows in person. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, I am going to go and sit my ass down. I'm going to have a meal and I am going to chill out. So the next time you'll see me, it'll be shoot day. Good morning. Happy shoot day to me. I'm whispering because it is 6:25 and Rob was up half the night, so he's still asleep. Mia just would not settle here. I don't know why. She was fine the last time we were here. But yeah, this time, I don't know. See, we're on a main road, like where we are here. And at home, we're not on a main road. We're at like the very, very back of an estate in a corner, tucked away. So like, she's not used to like people walking by and the noises and stuff. So I think she was just a bit freaked out. Like she was up at like 2 in the morning walking up and down the hall. I was like, I'm gonna kill this fucking dog. But yeah, I'm just after having a beautiful fucking shower. I could not wait to have a shower. If any of you get a spray tan or tan, you know the shower after putting your tan on is beautiful. And then I put moisturiser on. Oh, I just feel alive again. But I'm going to sit down. I'm going to start my makeup. And I said I'd record. I'm also going to listen to a YouTube. I say listen because I'm not really going to be watching because I'm going to be painting my face. I'm not really sure of the look that I'm even going to do. I don't know whether to start with my eyes first or my foundation first. I have no idea. So we're just going to, I suppose we're just going to start. I think that's the best thing to do. But basically the shoot is at 9, so I want to get ready early so that I have time to actually just like sit and chill. And then we have to pack up like everything. I've got about 4 bags I need to pack. So I want to be ready early, let the makeup marinate, and then see if I need to add anything to it. So yeah. What is going on, everyone? So it is a few days after the photo shoot. So the shoot was on Wednesday. It is currently Saturday. So I just kind of took Wednesday night just to decompress. obviously like we had to travel back on the Wednesday, so just decompress, and then I had a shit ton of work then Thursday, Friday, and then today as well. So there was a lot going on. So while I was doing the photo shoot, I also had launched a 5-day Kickstart program, which was basically to give people an idea of what I'm like as a coach, what coaching can actually offer you, but also to help kickstart people's journeys. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, it was a lot about as well, like kind of busting some myths that are out there when it comes to fitness, when it comes to nutrition, supplementation, things like that. So it was very, very nice to have a group of women who were all like-minded, like they all wanted to level up to some degree, and not knowing maybe even like if coaching is for them, if it's something that they want to kind of pursue. So again, it was just really nice to have something like that in place. Definitely something that I am going to run again. It was €5 for 5 days. I was going to launch it for free, but when you give things to people for free, they don't appreciate it and they don't interact. And the thing is, I didn't just want like people in a group that weren't going to interact and it was just me speaking. Like I wanted it to be an interactive group. Do you know what I mean? So that finished up, that wrapped up yesterday. There was also a winner for, so basically anyone who interacted with all of the posts over the 5 days was entered into a draw to win a free month of coaching. So that's very exciting. So yeah. And basically what I've been doing today is just catching up on work. So every Saturday I run a team call with my clients on a different topic. So one week it could be an anonymous Q&A. The next week then it would be on a topic. So this week's topic was women's hormones, the cycle and how it affects training, your mood, cravings and things like that. Because online I see an awful lot of people like reading too much into like the female cycle. And like for example, like I seen one person, they were like, oh, I'm in whatever phase I'm in my cycle, so that means that my sleep is going to be off. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work later tonight as opposed to like my normal routine. So you don't have to read into it that much, you really don't. But the thing is, like, I just find that it's good to be able to understand what way your body is fluctuating when it comes to how you feel, your performance in the gym. It is important. Like as females, our hormones aren't like this the same way that like a man would be. Like men, they wake up, they feel the same all the time. Okay, for females it's very different. We're like this and it changes by the minute. It's literally as changeable as Irish weather. But that is basically what I've been doing. Then I had posing calls, catch-up calls with my clients. So it has been a busy Saturday morning, let me tell you that. But I wanted to go through, so I had a question box actually up on my Instagram, where basically I wanted you guys to ask me questions on what you guys wanted to know about a photo shoot. So I am going to run through some of those questions right now. Okay, so the first question, and this was actually a question that I had when I first started my fitness industry, I was going to say my fitness journey. So what's the difference between a photo shoot prep and a competition prep? So like when you're stepping on stage, the main difference would be, like, they are quite similar, but the main difference would be for a photo shoot prep, you can bring whatever look you actually want. So if you want to come in a little bit softer, you can. If you want to come in diced out of your mind, like really, really lean, crazy shredded, you can do that as well. The difference with a competition prep is that you have to fit a criteria, you have to fit the category that you're actually going for. So you have got a little bit more freedom when it comes to the desired look for a photo shoot. Now, either way, you still want to get lean. Do you know what I mean? It's just that generally for a competition, usually you're a bit leaner than what you would be, say, for a photo shoot, just because the look is more aesthetic for a photo shoot. Whereas, like, I'm just gonna be very honest, the look for a competition prep, it only looks good when you hit your poses. It doesn't look good walking around day to day. Whereas a photo shoot prep, generally, it's more of like a walking around kind of a fitness look, if that makes sense. In terms of like the cardio, the food, it's going to be very person dependent. Like for me, I didn't really have to like prep as such for this photo shoot. It wasn't that I was like, oh, I'm going to do a photo shoot, so I want to diet for it. I was already in my timeline to diet at that time, and I just decided to do a photo shoot just to kind of wrap it up and finish it off. But it's very hard for me to kind of give like a definitive answer. It's kind of like how long is a piece of string, which I know is kind of annoying, but they are very similar. If it's a case that you do want to kind of dip your toe into competing, I would definitely recommend doing a photo shoot for a few different reasons. It is going to be more intense than your general lifestyle diet, where you potentially will have meals off and things like that. So it is a little bit more intense than that, but it's not as intense as a competition prep because there is a little bit less pressure. But also in terms of like data collection, so when I say data collection, like basically just seeing how much muscle you actually have and how your body responds in a diet, it is good from that perspective as well, just to be able to kind of see like, okay, like would I fit into fit model? Would I be bikini? Am I more figure? Things like that. So there's a lot of benefits to doing a photo shoot prep before actually stepping on stage. So I would definitely recommend for anyone who is thinking about competing, who hasn't done a prep or a real diet before, either do a real diet where you're 100% consistent and you can tick all of the boxes, or do something like a photo shoot prep where you have to be consistent basically. So if it's a case that you can't be consistent in a diet, you should not be looking at competing, because there's no room for error when you're doing something like a competition prep. At the end of the day, it's bodybuilding, and the judges don't care how you feel. They don't care how you look, or not, they do care how you look. All they care about is the look. They don't care about how you felt in your prep, how hard your prep was, everything like that. So that's one thing that I would say in regards to that. Okay, next question is, where did I get my outfits for the photo shoot? So there's a lot of different sites that you can go onto, but honestly, Shein it's really leveled up its game. It's actually, me and Stephen were saying, like, Shein has just been a lifesaver for so many people doing photo shoots, because they have so much on Shein. So whatever kind of a look you want to go for, if you want to go for more raunchy, kind of sexy, boudoir style, Shein has you there. If you want to go for more, basically, Shein has everything, realistically, like Shein, Temu, all those kind of sites. So like you can literally go for whatever kind of a look you want to go for. Pretty Little Thing can be quite good depending on the season. Also, Mars the Label is quite good as well. Loungewear, like the underwear sets, they can be really nice as well. Sometimes even if you go into TK Maxx, you can pick up really nice, unusual kind of underwear pieces. Like it depends on the look that you want to go for. Like if you want to go for more of a sporty look, definitely check out the likes of like Bow and T, loungewear underwear, like I said. Again, if you want to go for more of that sporty look, but you can kind of get those bits on Shein as well. Like if it's a case that you know, I'm definitely not going to wear these pieces again, then Shein is quite good for that. But also, like, you could even check out Vinted, Depop, like if you're into getting secondhand pieces, because you can get like really high quality bits at more of an affordable price as well. But for me, I got pretty much everything off of Shein. I did have some bits from like previous shoots that I didn't end up wearing, so I did have like kind of bits from everywhere, if that makes sense. So next question, where did I come up with the concept for the shoot? Oh, I like this question. Okay, so the concept for the shoot was basically, because it was like the first time that I've kind of had like proper free reign in deciding exactly like how I wanted to look and like the kind of the vision that I had, I wanted it to be very like true to me. So when I thought about like, okay, like how do I want to convey myself? Like what do I feel like my personality is? So I'm not a very like girly kind of a girl. Like I'm girly to an extent, but it's not so much like, how would I put it? Like the clean girl aesthetic is not really me. Okay. So I wanted to go for more of like a dark, strong, empowering kind of a concept. So when I was picking out the outfit pieces, that's what I wanted to convey. I wanted to convey, yes, femininity, but also like being a badass, basically, like without sounding too cringe. Like that's what I kind of wanted to bring across. Like I am not someone who wears like loads of bright colours or girly colours or anything like that, so I didn't really go with those kind of pieces. Now, one thing I will say is when you're picking out your outfits, you want to make sure as well, or even just the concept, you want it to be timeless. So what I mean by that, like, don't lean into trends. So there's always going to be fashion trends, but if you lean into, say, a fashion trend, like imagine you did a shoot in the 2000s, the look then and probably the outfit choices that you would have picked then, probably not what you would pick right now. So you want them to be timeless kind of pieces, basically. Okay, so the next question. How did you pick a photographer? This is a good question, okay? So, in this day and age, there are a lot of photographers, but there's good photographers and there's not so good photographers, right? Now, Stephen Black, I have shot with him before, so I do know his work. I've sent so many clients to Stephen, not just because his work is unreal, because his level of professionalism as well. As soon as you walk in, Stephen just makes you feel really, really comfortable. And even for me, like, I've stepped on stage so many times, I was nervous going into the photo shoot. Why? I don't know. It's something I haven't done in a while. I've shot with a lot of different photographers, and for the kind of concept and the vision that I had for this photo shoot, I knew Stephen was the one to go with. You know, like, Stephen understands me because he knows me as well. So he kind of understands the way that I am and the kind of look that I want to convey. Now, things that you do need to take into account is, like, are you willing to travel? So if it was a case that you're dependent on where you were actually based, that will also have like a play in it as well. So for me, Stephen lives like almost 4 hours from where I live, but I was willing to travel because I feel like Stephen's work is worth it. But also he has his own private studio, which is very handy as well. Some photographers don't have their own studio, so then you need to look into, where's the venue going to be? Are you going to shoot outside? Are you going to shoot in a gym? And then as well, that needs to tie into what your concept is for the photo shoot. Do you know what I mean? So I would do your research, have a look on Instagram, things like that, like even look up online, just to kind of see what photographers are in your area. Do you like their vibe? Do you feel like they're going to match in with the pic, like kind of the images that you want to get from the photographer? But also, do your research. So if there's people that you can see have shot with him, ask them how they found him, things like that, because it does make a difference. Like, again, you want to feel really comfortable with the person that you are shooting with. So for me, it was a no-brainer going to Stephen. There was a lot of different reasons as well why I wanted to go to Stephen, but yeah, it was pretty much a no-brainer. Like, I'd shot with Stephen almost 5 years ago, for my very first photo shoot, and for me it was like a full sorry, I'm choking. So for me it was very much like a full circle moment, and what I mean by that is, when I first shot with Stephen, I was doing this to promote my own coaching, whereas when I shot with different photographers then since then, it was to promote a team. So for me, it was like full circle, where I was back, I was working on my own business for me. So I was just like, it's a no-brainer. Stephen's style has also changed since then. My own style has also changed since then. My physique has changed since then. Well, I would hope so. So for me, yeah, it was just a no-brainer going to Stephen. And Stephen is someone who has always backed me, no matter what I've done. So yeah, I don't have enough good words or good things to say about Stephen Black. Okay, so someone said, this might be a stupid question, but what happens on the day? So obviously, yes, you get photos taken, but I think what I think this question is more so about is like, what are the kind of the steps? Okay, so you arrive at the venue, okay? Now, this is my experience shooting with Stephen, so it might be different photographer to photographer, but generally this is kind of the way that it goes. So you walk in, you say hi to Stephen. You're like, hey Stephen, hey, blah, blah, blah. You explain to him the concept, what you're going for. And then you would have seen as well, I lay out all of my outfits. So I went in and I had 6 or 7 outfits. I had like 2 as backups, which I kind of explained to him because, as you would have seen in my video, my little try-on video, a lot of my outfits didn't really fit properly. So I wanted to bring some backups. So I laid out all of the outfits and I just kind of explained my thought process behind all of the outfits. I also had created a mood board on my phone of shots from Stephen's work and different photographers as well. So not that I was like, I want to look this exact same way. I was like, right, I love this, but I don't like this. So I had pictures of what I wanted and pictures of what I didn't want as well. Again, just kind of getting the visualization going, basically. Again, photographers are very creative people. That's what they do. But I like to just lay everything out, explain the kind of concept to them. Then I'll say like, right, I think maybe to do the first shot in this or the first shot in that or whatever. Stephen actually just literally said, right, we're going to shoot in this first, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. So when you go into Stephen, the thing is you can literally just turn off your brain and he just spoon feeds you the poses. He just tells you what to do and you just follow his orders and you come out and you look phenomenal. So that's what I would say on that. Yeah, I feel like that got very deep and very emotional. I'm very much like, I don't want to say like a closed book, but I don't really share like a lot of like personal things, just because like no one comes online to get more depressed. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but the plan right now, basically with the photo shoot wrapped up, everything like that, the plan right now is just to get some mass on this ass. And I know, Tara, if you're watching this, that's going to be our motto for the next few months. So it is to stay tidy. We don't want to push body weight up or body fat up in the way that we had to at the beginning of the year. So right now we want to stay nice and tidy. We probably will look at getting a new training plan just to kind of, again, make sure that we are progressing in the areas that we need to progress in so that I can be as competitive as possible going into the bikini category next year. So we have down on my timeline that we will be starting prep at the beginning of January. Now, this can all change, but that's what we have marked down. So essentially we have just over 12 weeks of being in an improvement season, gaining phase, surplus phase, whatever way you want to call it. Basically, I'm going to be eating more. I'm going to be like moving a little bit less, like in terms of like less cardio, less steps, things like that. But that's basically what we're going to be doing right now, and I'm really looking forward to it because, as Meg said, like we haven't really been able to do any of the fun stuff. So it's been kind of more based on making sure that my health is in a good place. And yeah, okay, like isn't it fun to be healthy? But like yeah, also I want to go into the gym, I want to train hard, like I want to progress, I want to put on muscle. So that's what we're basically doing right now. So we're still reversing at the moment. We reversed into the shoot. We're still reversing. So yeah, that's basically the game plan. So I'm kind of considering this like a pre-prep phase because essentially that's what it is. It's not like, oh yeah, like that means I'm going to eat the house down. Nothing like that, because at the end of the day, the food's going to be there. Do you know, I am enjoying having a little bit more flexibility. Like because we have a little bit more calories now to play around with, if I want to make a chicken burger and chips at home, I can do that. I have that flexibility to do that. And that's where you need to get like really good with, say, not having a goal, if that makes sense, because this is where a lot of people fall off, because now they don't have that big goal anymore. And although yes, prep is around the corner for me, like I still want to look and feel my best. At the end of the day, even if I wasn't a competitor, I'd be doing the exact same thing. I'd still be eating in the way that I'm eating. I'd still be training in the way that I'm training. Okay, I might do a little bit more back work and I might do a little bit more quads, but ultimately it would still be the same. So I think you need to fall in love with the process. So that is actually how you can create longevity within your physique, within your mindset, within everything like that. Do you know what I mean? If you don't enjoy what you're doing day to day, then you will not be able to maintain the results that you achieved. Now, that's not to say that I'm going to look this way throughout the whole kind of like push-up phase or gaining phase. I am going to get a little bit softer, and I'm okay with that because I know that it serves a bigger purpose. And just because you get a little bit softer doesn't mean that you're less worthy, doesn't mean that you're not a good gym person, it doesn't mean that you're not a good competitor. It just means that you're a human at the end of the day. And I'm just really looking forward to gaining some muscle, getting really strong in the gym. That's basically what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. But as always, I would love if you guys could like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you guys want to see from me next. But if you are looking for posing, if you are looking for online coaching, then please hit me up because I want to work with you. I want to work with people though who are action takers, who actually want to put in work, who want to progress, who want longevity and want to improve their life, not just in terms of their food or their training, but also in terms of their mindset. They're the kind of people that I want to work with. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one.